Hey, what's going on, people? It's Robert Thompson-Eshun here. I'm currently a pharmacy student at St. John's University, and if you're like me, due to the recent events that have occurred, you're now probably doing online classes. So I just wanted to share with you some quick tips and tricks I'm going to be doing and implementing into my daily routine in order to still progress and still do very well in my classes now that they are online versus the traditional method that they were before. If you like this video, please like down below and subscribe to the channel for more videos coming soon every single week. Let's get right into the video. So the first tip is going to be basically about being super disciplined. Now, online classes require a lot more discipline than a lot of people think they do, and especially in my classes, because my classes have pharmacy related stuff. Now they're changing all that stuff that you're doing in person into online, so it's going to be a lot more typing and reading. So it's going to be a lot more work overall than it would be if I was doing it in person. So it requires a lot more discipline because now you're going to have to do these assignments. The grades basically based on you, but now it's even worse because now the grades, like, there's no person that's actually going to be there to talk to you through it. It's just going to be you working. So the main thing about being super disciplined is that I'm going to be implementing a schedule for myself. So that means I'm going to be allocating time each time I want to study. So for me, I like doing bulk assignments. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have days where I just study a little bit every single day, as well as have bulk assignments where I do a lot of work in one day. It's very important you figure out what works best for you. So when you do online classes, you're at home all day. So it's very, very important that you understand that you have to work a little bit every day, or if you want to do big assignments all in one day. But it's all based on you, as opposed to being in school where, like, what I would usually do is I would study in the library. So I go to class, go to the library. But now, since there's no teacher teaching you, you literally have to do everything by yourself, and you have to allocate time each day to do a little bit of task, or figure out days where you want to just sping out a lot of work at one time. The main thing is that it's very important to set up routines or set up days where you can really set up a lot of assignments at once. The next tip is going to be checking the email regularly. Now, this is something that I'm really, really bad at, so I'm definitely going to have to do this one a lot. And what I'm starting to do now is I'm going to check email at least every morning and every single night, because you never know what could change, as well as, like, for example, one of my tests, I have to take a test using a certain exact browser in order to take the test, and I wouldn't know that if I didn't look the email. And the email probably gives you test dates and everything else, so that's very, very important, as well as it can also allocate more time for you to do more assignments. So checking email regularly is going to be very, very important as well. To make sure you email your professor, as well as ask them questions, because even if you don't think it's going to help you, I've seen this countless amount of times in school where literally if the professor knows you, when you actually get graded by them, it actually helps a lot because they actually can understand you a little bit more, especially if you ask them questions or get to know who you are as a person. Overall, I just think it's beneficial to just ask them questions. Any part you don't understand, just email them, or in general, just like talk to them about certain things you want to make sure to clear it up. And it actually does help, because in the long term, like, for example, I've had times where I have professors that, like, have short answer questions, and me talking to them in person and, like, talking to them about the subject, I put down the answers that most attributes to what I'm saying, and I've seen myself get points for things that other people don't get points for, just because of the fact that I'm able to talk to them. And it's very important to understand that, like, grades are not just black and white sometimes. There's sometimes where the grades are in the middle. So if I have a professor asks a short answer question, I can sometimes get away with putting an answer that seems correct based on my knowledge and explain to them why I got this correct. And if I actually know them professor better, or I can, like, talk to them, or have a clear communication with them beforehand, they can kind of understand what I'm going through, and it just helps out a little bit, you know. And that little bit can be doing in your grades, especially from going from, like, maybe like B to an A, or even from a D to a C, and you never know. So that's one of the main things that I would talk about a lot, is email professors a lot, especially if you know the grades being graded by them. If it's more like a standardized test where it's like multiple choice questions, then it's a different story. But unless the teacher didn't go over that material, so it's very important to just understand that you're in communication with them. Even if you're taking an online class, you will still have communication with your professor, and you still can talk to them, and it's not always black and white. That's the main important thing about it. Be setting reminders for yourself, as well as alarms. This is very, very crucial for me, especially because I have some tests or some quizzes which are like 15 minutes long, but I have to take them at an exact time, like 7:30 a.m. So I have to literally log in between that time period, like I would if I actually did have class. And if I don't set that alarm, I get a 0. So the main important thing is that you set up reminders for yourself if you have tests like mine or quizzes, Or it could be very better for you if like you have to do like allocated study days or like submission times. So if you set a reminder for yourself, usually the reminder comes in like the day before, I think. So like if you set a reminder for yourself saying that you have an assignment due tomorrow, that reminder would remind you a day beforehand, so at least you can like try to cram it out, you know, last minute, just in case, before like, you just get a 0 out of nowhere. The next tip is gonna be checking all your grades as well as the submissions. Now it happened to me a couple of times where my grade or my submission was not correct, especially when you're doing online classes, because when you're submitting something online, there can be computer glitches, or like sometimes I've submitted one time a blank document, so I have to email my professor after that to change my grade. So I was like, bro, I got a 0 for an assignment that I obviously completed, and it was an easy assignment to do. So I just changed my grade real quickly and emailed my professor, and then I emailed her the document straight from my actual computer, and that obviously cleared it up. So making sure you check your grades is very important as well, because you don't want to wait till the end of the semester and be like, oh wait, this happened, and then the teacher's gonna be like, I don't know. Wait till the last minute to tell me this. So very important to stay on top of your grades at all times, and the submissions as well. Very important. The next one is going to be kind of controversial, and it's going to be basically finding friends. And I think this is important for me, and it's going to be helpful as well. It's very important because I'm from a traditional classes, so it's easier for me because I already have friends already in my classes. But if you're in an online class, it also helps to have like a friend or accountability partner to help you out, because they kind of like help you like stay on track as well, like see what they're doing, what materials they like are having problems with right now, because that's one of the main benefits of being in classes in person. Because like when I go through my classes, sometimes I like study with other people, or like I talk to them during or in between classes, like especially for my drugs and diseases classes, which is like kind of challenging. I see what people have struggled with before I even get to do it. So like I'm kind of a person that like likes to wait like maybe a couple days after I learn something to let it sit in, and then try to relearn it again the next couple days. But I study like as soon as they learn material, and they constantly keep training it out. And I like that because that person can tell you like what they had struggles with, or what they did not like to study, or what do you think is going to be a very challenging portion. So that way you can figure out for yourself, okay, I have allocated this amount of time for this subject, because I'm kind of a procrastinator a little bit, and I like to wait a little bit before I study. So that lets me know, okay, when I get to this topic, I have to allocate a little more time, maybe like an extra hour or two into my study session, just to study that one topic. So it's very important if you have accountability partner or friends. It helps you overall just keep in line with things and keep you like always on top of the ball, as well as checking your grades and setting reminders. But I think it's very important. This goes into play with the super discipline part. But setting routines is going to be the main crucial part about online classes, and like procrastination does kill. Another thing I want to talk about online classes is that one of the main things is that since you're not transporting, so like you're not constantly walking, like usually for me, it would take me at least like 30 minutes to go to class, and then 30 minutes back, and then also going to class, and then there's a break in between, and like there's also procrastination and stuff like that. So now with online classes, you don't have that wasting of time of an hour, 30 minutes, or whatever long it takes you to get to school. So that time can be used in a very beneficial manner, and don't waste it. You know, either get extra hour of sleep, or you know, work on new tasks, new skill, and you just benefit from it. Because a lot of people use online classes, and you're able to do a lot more things now because you have more time. So allocate the time responsibly. Hope you guys stay happy, healthy, and I'll catch you guys next video. Bye.